Yeah. Hello, what's going on? Got the stream going on over here, and we got the video we're reacting to, Degenerocity, the greatness of old kids TV show. I'm looking at a feisty video. I'm expecting this to be a banger. I always loved his video. I always like his videos. I try not to watch videos off stream now because I like posting them and stuff like that, but it's hard.
Every day you're walking down the street.
Banger opening.
Ah, babies. Who doesn't love them?
Mm-hmm.
Not me, but that's only because I'm grown. Yeah, the only time when I liked babies was during the time when I was inside one. Wait.
Hey, yo. That quality, let's fix that.
Wait, that's not what I meant. That sounds crazy. What I meant was when I was a literal baby myself. Like, we've all been inside babies before. Wait, hold on. That's not what I meant. When you're a baby, you don't gotta worry about nothing. Someone's already feeding you,
This is, you know,
bathing you, strolling you around on the street, cleaning the doodle out your pants. You never have any responsibilities for yourself.
It's a chill life.
Being a baby is the new 80. It's awesome. And since we were babies, when we weren't sleeping or swallowing the nearest lethal object, we were playing with toys or watching the preschool shows our parents put on the TV. You know, they changed it to the children's channels, PBS, TBS, CBS.
PBS Kids was a goated. Word Girl, Super White. Those are all fire shows.
Yes, putting on the shows for us.
Okay, this one, I always hated when PBS Kids went to this, because I'm like, I'm a kid. I want the Super Wise. I want Word Girl. I want Martha Speaks. But then they just put this really informational shit all the time. I remember that.
My parents didn't really do that. I would just watch whatever my siblings were watching, which was Cartoon Network and Disney Channel 99% of the time, and whatever my dad was watching. And he was not watching the most baby-friendly stuff. Like, literally, both me and my dad would fall asleep watching Friday the 13th or something on Showtime. Then at 4 a.m., I'd wake up to Showtime playing straight-up corn on the channel. Yeah. Not even a scene, like...
Yeah, no, I remember that.
It's just a straight-up corn movie. And I just stared at it. My balls were still in my stomach, so I ain't feel nothing. But when watching it, I felt like a industry baby, if you catch my drift. In short, I ain't watched that many kid shows. But when I did, I was watching what every other baby was watching. While babies nowadays are looking at the
Wildcrafts was goated. What the fuck is this?
Melon, we Gen Ziggers was watching classics. Classics in the making. The children's programming from back in the day of our babyhoods were some of the greatest. Educating us kids on valuable lessons, like go brush your teeth, or don't be an ass. And I wanted to use the Wayback Machine and reminisce on the very simple times of watching baby shows.
I'm here for it.
Talk on how some of them were great, and how some of them were the back door to my nightmares.
Some of these
shows. I'm
gonna
save that for the end. I'm gonna start this off with a channel that we're all familiar with, Disney Junior. Now,
what did Disney Junior really have? I'm trying to really think about it. I know, like, what I watched was just Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's all I can remember. I know it had like Sophia the First and shit like that, but I don't know. Oh wait, it had Dr. Miss Stuffin, the Handyman. Shit like that.
Now, I'm not gonna show that much footage because Disney sucks, but I remember when this channel became a thing. Like, I was like around 8 years old enough to realize the meaning of my existence, but not old enough to have common sense, so I still needed this educational channels. But honestly, thinking about it right now, I don't think I ever watched a show to be educated before. I for real watched a lot of kids' education.
Did I watch this? I think I've maybe seen this. I didn't watch it like that.
And I don't think I've learned a single thing from any of them. They were teaching us stuff that were...
Sesame... Whoa. I was about to say this Sesame Street, but that's coming over here. That's a crossover and a half.
They already learned at school. Why the hell I need to repeat it at me? That's why back then I...
Synthesized Kid was kind of nasty, I'm not gonna lie. Like, these yellow fucks, and then this nigga looked like he was sick all the time. It was nasty. I watched the show. That's why I
barely watched kids shows that would ask you a question and wait 20 years for you to answer. It ruins my immersion of the show. I get less and less attached to the...
Daniel Dinosaur. I never fuck with this. I remember it was like a beautiful name that they ever heard. A beautiful day in the... Yeah, I remember that show.
When they hit me with fourth wall breaks, you ain't supposed to know I'm here. Like, who are you talking to? And after waiting 80 years of them just staring at you, waiting for you...
Diego was always better than Boots. I mean, fuck. Diego was always better than Dora. I'll give you that every single time. I used to love Diego. Even though it's the same premise. Maybe it's a little sexist, but you know, it was a fire. It was fire.
You to answer, they just assume your answer anyway. So why'd you ask me in the first place? Wasted my time. I had goals as a kid. I had stuff to do, and this show was just wasting my time. Anyway, I forgot Disney Junior. There were a few shows I used to always watch. I remember watching Big Bear and the Big Blue.
See, this is terrifying me as a child. I'm looking at this. This nigga is scary. He is scary.
House sometimes. Honestly, this show kind of scared me as a kid.
That's what I'm saying.
The moon. Had that molester moon emoji.
That was even out, I don't think.
And that's the most I remember from the show. And I sadly wasn't a Wiggles guy either.
That's unlucky. The Wiggles was flat.
But I heard a bunch of songs from them, and not gonna lie, they're pretty great. I've heard a bunch of songs from them, and after hearing them, I can tell you that this is one of the greatest bands of this generation, of any generation. Every song from them makes you hype and go crazy. They're basically the Beatles if they were good. There was also Special Agent O.
Oh, I forgot about this show. Yeah, this show came on I swear, right before I was about to leave for school, this should come out. Oh, it'd come on a little earlier so I could get that episode in. But this one always came out just before I could actually get into it. I remember watching a decent amount of it.
Really, the only reason I attempted to watch this show was because Mr. Mosby was playing the wolf on the show, fulfilling the fantasies I had about him. So.
Okay.
But none of those shows were the main shows. The big three of my Disney Junior experience was.
Mickey Mouse is the only one that comes to mind.
Handy Manny.
Oh, Handy. Oh my fucking god. That's what I was talking about. The Handy Man. I talked about it. Yeah. Okay.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah. Okay.
Little Einstein.
Why did I think Little Einstein's on? Was that shit on Disney Channel? I mean Nickelodeon. Little. I can't fucking spell Einstein's. Yeah, that shit was on Nick Jr. Okay, that's why I didn't think about that. I saw it.
Doc Miss Stuffins. She ain't no real doctor. She can't give me my BBL. Or Sophia the First. That show's for Atlanta niggas. We all know the deal with Handy Manny. You know,
Handy Manny
was dude with talking tools that can fix anything, from a boat to a chair to an accident. You name it, we fix it. The characters were fun too. You know, there was this guy who was a complete loser. He had no hairline. He lived with this cat. He was always
this is so many else.
The butt of the joke. Never had any bitches. Easily the most relatable character on the show. I also remember them adding this new character. It was a flashlight. He only spoke Minion. I don't remember what language he spoke. But they was adorable. Every time they were on screen, they was just cute, like a minion. Then the main man, Manny himself.
Manny was that nigga.
Handsome guy.
Okay, let's calm down a little.
He had a girlfriend. At least I think that was his girlfriend. He always had everybody on his back. He was such a Chad. He was such a handsome man. He's just a dandy guy. I like him. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, an automatic classic for the opening and ending songs alone. You know that song's M-I-C-K-E-Y, M-O-U-S-C. Oh man, makes my balls hot. Especially that hot dog, hot diggity dog. Look at Goofy go. Do I need to say more? The only thing I remember this show messing up on was when they gave Toodles a face and a personality.
What? I don't remember that. at all. I always remember Toodles not being being faceless, clueless. Nah, that's freaky.
How he can talk and he can
weird.
Communicate with us.
Toodles should never do that. He should never be able to do that.
I don't want this, man. He don't need to speak, bro. It's weird. Look at him. He look creepy. If he could speak the whole time, then why didn't he say anything before? He's plotting something. I know it. And then there was Little Einsteins. I just loved it because I'm a bit of a musician myself. You know, I can play piano, trumpet, the recorder, the triforce of instruments. And since I'm a musical genius, of course, this show would appeal
Tobuscus, that's what it was.
To someone like me. And honestly, I don't remember what they did on this show. They had a shit.
I just remember when the remix went crazy in middle school. Everyone was Little doing the school dances and shit like that. That's all I remember. I can't remember shit from this show or what they actually did in this show.
Instruments, dang, I think that's all I remember. I just remember loving it as a kid. And that theme song, you know, that old meme. The name is Cleveland. They just don't take them like that.
I haven't seen that meme.
Disney Junior was a great entertainment and education source for children back then, especially me. But it wasn't my favorite. Moving on to a channel that I liked more as a kid, in terms of baby shows, Nick Jr. Nick Jr., I have a lot more memories.
Yeah, he got Team Umizoomi, the Wonder Pets, fuck. Who remind me of some other ones that I'm missing off the top of my head? But no, Nick Jr. got it. Cause this, just him saying that. Nick Jr. is definitely like second place. Obviously, PBS Kid is number one, but Nick Jr. is up.
He's up as a kid, even though they had some dookie butt shows like Dora and the more boring Diego.
Yeah, Diego. Yeah, how did I feel my nigga?
But everything else was pretty good. Wonder Pets was pretty lit.
Facts.
Although that turtle can go
that
to
was
the bottom of
fire.
the pit.
My favorite. I was basic at that time. I liked the hamster so much.
I still hate turtles. The backyard again.
Oh my. The backyard again. Bro, that shit was slapping. I remember, bro, did this resurface too? I think that song resurfaced too for like a little bit on just people listening to it. No, it was that remix, that TikTok remix. That's what it was. Yeah, they got like, it was like backyard again. Like all the songs just started slapping on TikTok for no reason. And the names are crazy. Like there's one, I can't remember. Is this Pablo? Is this Tyrone? It's been a minute.
And everybody loved this show.
Cool.
And the
Cool.
animals,
That one was
Tanisha, Pablo, Bart, Jesse, and James. I don't remember their names, but it was such a fun show. You know, the backyard was
like that.
always transforming and getting new settings, like every single episode.
Yes, bro. That was gas. And then they would go back to normal at the end.
My favorite episodes were the jungle episode and the western episode. Max and Ruby.
Max and Ruby. Ruby and Max. Oh yeah, Max and Ruby was fire, bro. He's really just unlocking like all the fucking twists in my head. I'm just like, just bring back all these amazing memories of this show. Max was the go, but Ruby kept her weight, but Max was that nigga. He was him before
I got
him.
Mixed feelings on this.
Really?
I still watch this show a lot.
Like I enjoyed the show as a kid, but I didn't really like Max all that much.
Really?
I didn't really know any better back then. I just saw him making mud cakes, and I was just like, that's gross. There's worms in it, bro. Why are you making that? It wasn't until I got older that I realized that Max was just having fun, man. He was just a young kid just having fun, playing with his toys, making cakes. He was just doing his thing. The real villain of this show, it was Ruby. I'm not going to get too in.
Pretty sure she was like, always like, anytime Max was about to have fun, she just like, trying to dead it.
Detail, because then I'll just be stealing this guy's content. Shout out to him. But let me say this.
Oh no. We are not gonna say Ruby was racist.
If I was in a room with a bow and arrow with only 2 arrows and there was me, Ruby, no, I don't even care who else is there. I'm gonna shoot Ruby twice. Blue's Clues was pretty cool.
Oh, Blue's Clues, yeah. Nah, that was fire.
Too, you know.
I remember, I never got into Blue's Clues like crazy, but I just remember like seeing shit in the like in the future and how there's like they're like, I know the show's still going on. They're on like what, that third nigga. Like damn.
I like the cat. I like the box.
I fuck with it because next generation gets to see like they don't even know about Steve and his goatness and how he like made those perfect circles. Like yeah.
Characters. My man Steve was drawing like Picasso with just a crayon. The show was nuts until Steve left to buy some cigarettes. What does the new Steve look like again?
Who the fuck is this?
Peppa Pig. I didn't really watch it.
I didn't watch it, but
I was more of a Olivia
was okay. That was fucking creepy.
kind of guy.
But
No, Olivia
I'll
was
admit
fire.
it, the Peppa Pig album is pretty fire. Like, unironically, it's better than Honestly Trash. And
That's wild, bro. I like that album. I was gonna make a video about it too. I enjoyed that album. Whatever.
I ain't gonna forget the goat. Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh, Yo Gabba. Oh yeah, Yo Gabba. I remember watching. It was like there was this one episode that the song just slapped so much. I was like, yo, this is my favorite show. Like I love this show.
Didn't really watch
I
it
love this
that
show.
much, but my brothers
What?
loved it, and the
Yeah,
characters
I
look
love
nice. Biz
Jack Black.
Marquis is in like every episode beatboxing, and DJ Lance is so into his character in the show that he's still in his character over 10 years after the show ended. So that's dedication right there.
Is that like a identity crisis? You know what?
Yeah, I ain't really watched the show as a kid. The most I
get
got
too
from
much
it
into
was
it.
that one episode from South Park where Fufa became a thought. That's the most I ever got from it. And my personal favorite Nick Jr. show was Little Bill. Now, ignoring the controversies, this show taught me.
I never watched Little Bill. I didn't even peeped that was on Nick. Little Bill, I have to admit, I did watch Caillou. I know. Yeah, it's trash, but that's what I watched as a kid.
So many things, like how to talk to girls, how to ask a girl out, and the secret to getting any girl. And thanks to this show, I can say these tips changed my life for the better. Because of these tips, every time I move into a new home, I have to introduce myself to my female neighbors. And under state law, I basically have to tell them how good I am with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm the Riz God, all cause of Little Bill. Alright, moving on from that, I want to talk about my actual favorite shows from back when I was a kindergartner. And back then, I was a huge fan of Thomas the Tank Engine. I love this show so much.
Thomas was fire.
It's just
like no one had to talk.
I was addicted
and then it was
to
just
this show.
like real
actually,
good.
I own DVDs.
I remember the narrator went crazy. Like they always like, I'm like, oh, appreciate that, bro.
Had so many train sets and toys. I even wore
I
Thomas the Tank Engine undies. I was wearing this man on my balls. You cannot tell me I'm a fake fan. You can't call me gay either. He's a train. Let him run a train on me. I really do love Thomas the Tank Engine. I consider it a very big part of my babyhood. I think the reason I like this show so much was cause that it was a very chill show. Nothing
like there would be accident shit, but nothing like crazy happened in the show. Like that was like fucking changed the whole plot. Like it was really chill. Yeah.
Happen in your face. The conflicts would always be in the island of Sodor, with the trains doing the task that Sir Toppin Hat would tell them to do, and then a small hiccup happens, and then they solve it, learning a lesson maybe in the process. Simple. It was a very simple, chill show, and
I wonder if the humans knew these niggas are alive. I can't remember if they knew they were alive or not. Did they? That's a good question.
I like trains. The interactions were always very sweet, and when they weren't, you know when shit was going down. But they would always make amends at the end. This was a show just trying to tell a simple story each episode. It's not like those other baby shows that would constantly break the fourth wall and just start singing out of nowhere or asking you, do you know what 5 plus 5 is?
Like, nigga, stop talking to me. Like, damn.
My favorite color, green. Like, bro, go lick my nut and gargle it, bro. I hate shows like that. Sometimes us kids just want to be entertained like the grown-ups. We don't want to get constantly talked down to in shows. We already get enough of that in real life.
Yeah.
Why would we want that in our entertainment?
Oh my god.
Thomas did have learning segments where they would ask us kids questions, but it would be in between episodes. Not the actual episode would have it. It would never get in the way of the actual plot of the episode.
Yeah,
this is why I kind of like Arthur as a kid too, because it ain't interrupt.
And the road walking down the street. No, Arthur smacks.
That shit ended too episode with random questions.
Like a couple months
we was
ago.
just enjoying ourselves, learning not to swear, and definitely not wanting to learn how to knit.
I'm not going back.
Arthur?
Knitter.
I still don't understand that racism episode though. I thought it was just animals in this universe, but black people exist too apparently, and get unfair treatment from the police. But there was no other races that were mentioned, so is it the animals that are the ones being racist? Is it just black people and animals in this universe? What does an interracial baby look like? Okay, I'm gonna stop.
That's too much.
Back to Thomas. I also love how the show only has a narrator. Narrating and doing every voice in the show. I loved it. It made the show feel more common and soothing. I even remember when Alec Baldwin was the narrator for season 5. He was great too. You just had to wear a bulletproof vest every time you watched the show.
It's not even too soon. It's just fucked. It's just fucked.
Mention the music. It's out of this world. It has no reason to being that great. And it wasn't just a few good ones here and there, you know, a few good bops. No. Every single one. I'm serious too. Every song sounds like it could be one of those classic Disney songs from back in the day. They just are so catchy and so good to sing along to. And accidents will happen. One of the greatest songs of all time. Top 100. Not even fibbing.
Michael Jackson, Billy Green. I'm not getting
Listen to it yourself. It's like in 1984 when the show was created. The music team for this show was like, yo, let's only drop classics for the next 20 years. Like we're Kanye West or something. And the whole team responded, who the hell is Kanye West? But they did it anyway. These guys deserve all the Grammys. And that iconic intro. Nobody has forgotten that. This is genuinely one of the greatest kid shows of all time. The amount of nostalgia and pure bliss and joy I get from this show.
That neck getting crazy.
Oh man, it cannot be matched.
Oh, okay, not like that. Not like that. Just like he had a long neck. Has a long neck.
This show is amazing. It is fantastic. Or should I say, was. Because as soon as they went CG out,
I don't know about this.
it was downhill. And only down.
I'm happy I didn't see that as a child.
Ew, I was appalled when they switched the style. This happened back in 2009 when I was 6 turning 7. And
Wait, it did? They must have went crazy on the reruns because I don't remember any CGI
even
like
back
that.
then I hated it. I was all like, why are their mouths moving now? Why are the people moving? Why do they have their own voices? It changed so much. I avoided this new version every time I saw it on TV. I missed it when they were actual toys and it was in reality. This is just weird. It's unnatural seeing them like this. I always hated when kids show.
Rugrats. Oh, I forgot about Rugrats. Was that a kid? That was on Nick Jr. though.
Those would switch their style just to look more modern. Just look at Bob the Builder. For years he was looking good. He was looking nice because he was in stop motion. Look at Bob go. Woo! Okay, let's see what Bob the
This is
Builder
one of my favorite
looks
shows
like
of all
now.
time.
Boots check, tool belt check, hard hat check. Bob the Builder.
What the fuck is that? Ew! That's nasty!
Who the hell is that? That is definitely not Bob.
That's
That
not
dude's
my
name is
Bob.
Bertram. That is not Bob.
Why you do Bertram like that?
That is not the same
Don't do
man that
Bertram
I
like
knew
that.
from my childhood. This is not my Bob. They doing the same thing with Thomas. It's horrifying. And that ain't even the worst of it. You know the music? How I said it was one of the best songs of all time, you know,
Yeah,
should win all the
yeah.
BET Hip Hop Awards.
Uh-huh.
It's so ass now. Oh my goodness. They changed the whole vibes of the songs, bro. It sounds so terrible, man. It used to be a choir of kids singing, and now it's just... Listen to this.
A special day with all your friends. Seems like it will never
Ugh! I just gotta... We watching Bob the Builder? No, we're watching the greatness of old kid TV show. But that Bob... The new... it don't hit the same. The new Bob the Builder. That shit was nasty.
This is trash. Who thought of this, bro? And the new intro is even worse.
Is that who they say is the GOAT?
Intro is even
Oh my... I just fucked myself in the asshole.
here and there, you know. For years he was looking good. Even the worst of it, you know the music? How I said it was one of the best songs of all time, you know, it should win all the BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
It's so ass now. Oh my goodness. They changed the whole vibes of the songs, bro. It sounds so terrible, man.
Man, it's
They
so
used to be a
sad.
choir
I
of
had the
kids
Naruto
singing,
music
and
too.
now it's just... Listen to this.
A special day with all your friends. Seems like it will never end.
This does not sound like the show you would think Thomas was saying. That's like a
Who thought of
different
this, bro?
show.
And the new intro.
The old Thomas. Okay, I don't remember her ass. I don't think she's a go. I like Harold more, the fucking plane. But that's
Oh,
just my
it's
opinion.
even worse, man. Listen.
Let's go, go, go.
This is not Thomas sounding music. This shit sound like Paw Patrol, bro. I can't believe they massacred Tony like this, bro. And this is not the reason why I wore you on my balls, man. This is not the show I used to love and enjoy. Stop trying to appease to these kids and appease to me, a grown-ass man. Appeal to me. They ruined it, man. They ruined it. They really turned
Preach.
Thomas the Tank Engine into that freaking bootleg rip-off Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, I remember this show. I don't know what the show is called, but I watched a couple of
Chuggington.
Oh, Chuggington. That's what it was.
Honestly, one of the worst things that ever happened in humanity. And since I'm over here whining about this children's show, let me talk about one final show real quick. The show
This final show is going to take up 3 minutes. Let's see
that I
what
only
this is.
remember watching once in my childhood, but that one time alone left a scar that still remains to this day.
This is about to be a troll. Let's see what troll this is.
I was in elementary school, staying up a little late one night, and on a TV, it was on Nick Jr.
Was this, let's see.
24/7 baby
not
content
who I-
playing all the time. And
I know it's Happy Tree Friends. I thought he was going to say
around
something like
midnight, this new show came on.
that.
It was called Ubi. This show was a hand puppet show, but unlike Sesame Street or any other hand puppet show, it was just hands.
I can understand why that's creepy. At night, you just see like just a fucking hand just pop out on you. Yeah, I can understand that.
This show gave me
sounds
so.
creepy.
Alright, I'm gonna cut the bullshit. The show ain't even that scary. I don't even know why I found this show scary as a kid. It's just hand puppets. Maybe it's their creepy eyes. I don't know.
Definitely
But I'm
the
not
eyes.
gonna try to hype it up to be like scary. I'm gonna sound like one of those like SpongeBob theory channels or whatever. It's also because this show made me raise a lot of questions. Like,
How do they eat? How do they swallow their food? Where does it go? How do they use the bathroom? Do they have holes? How do they fight?
said, wait.
How are their eyes attached to their hands? How do they put on rings? When they high-five each other, did they
That's
just
sex?
kiss? Did they just have intercourse
What the fuck?
on screen? How do they even do
I would say
it?
this intercourse.
And if they do it, do they wear gloves for protection? So, how do they wear the gloves? Wouldn't that just cover their eyes? Where do their bodies end? There's actual people in this universe.
What? There's just kids
What do
chilling?
they see below their hands? How do they drive cars in this universe? What is pushing the gas pedal? How does anything get done in this universe? I didn't like how many questions this show had me asking. That one time I watched this show was a life-changing and threatening experience for me as a child. And I hope no kid had to experience the nightmares I did because of this show.
Wild.
It doesn't even seem that bad of a show. It doesn't seem that scary, honestly.
I've grown a lot since I was a jit.
I hope
I'm
you
never
did.
saying that again. I've grown in hair, length, size, but most importantly, I've grown in mind. And I don't think I would be the person I am today
About these
if
shows?
it weren't for these children's shows. Well,
Children's shows make or break you. If you didn't watch those banger children's shows, yeah.
mostly only Thomas,
It's different.
Little Bill, but the rest were here too. If I forgot to mention a show, I just didn't watch it as a kid.
Oh
That's
my
just the way
God,
it turned
yeah.
out for me.
And he didn't name anything from PBS Kids, so I'm guessing he just didn't watch that as a
I love
kid.
reminiscing about old
watch
times
that as a
and
kid.
old childhood memories. It makes me feel less old. And since we're towards the end of the video, I did not expect this video to be as long as it is. But that just shows how dedicated I am to this topic. And
Facts.
in conclusion, free Bill Cosby. It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even.
I don't know about that last part, but another banging video from Degenerocity. Yeah, honestly, I watched a lot of PBS Kids as a kid, so that's why I relate more to those. He didn't have any of those shows here, but PBS Kids was my shit. Like that was the one I was like, okay, yeah, 100%. This is Wild Crabs, Your Word Girl, Super Wide, Martha Speaks, Clifford, Daniel's Dinosaur, even a little bit of Sid the Science Kid. Like that was my shit at the time. But yeah, that's about it. See you guys in a bit.